Good evening and welcome to Nonsense Talk Live. The election dates are finally announced. The day we all had been waiting eagerly for, especially we journalists were waiting for this day. Well, before going into dates, a quick recap of what CEC Sunil Arora said during the press conference today. There are 900 million electorates who will take part in this election. An increase of nearly 84 million voters since 2014. 10 lakh polling booths will be constructed. Again, a rise of nearly 1 lakh polling booths since 2014. Apart from that, VVPATs along with EVMs at every election booth this time. Nota will be there for those who are not willing to cast their mandate for any political parties. Again, as the Election Commission requested, and it has been in the news earlier also, I think it started with former Election Commissioner Gill, as I remember he said, that if you don't feel like voting, don't vote, but at least register your protest as it counts. So, friends, if you are not willing to cast the vote for any political parties for whatever reason, please go and cast your vote, press Nota. At least that will register your protest. Well, there are many apps, many portals that have come into effect for this occasion, which CEC Sunil Arora has said. Apart from that, one very important point is in this election there will be a special scanner on political parties placing ads and publicity materials violating Model Code of Conduct, which has come into effect immediately after the press conference. Right now when I am speaking to you, as you all know, Model Code of Conduct is in effect. However, many journalists present at the conference asked that if there are cases of Model Code of Conduct violation, as every time we see, then what Election Commission plans to do, because in the past also we have seen that actually nothing happens except filing an FIR. To this, Chief Election Commissioner said that, however, he is not entitled to comment on his predecessors, but he promises that there will be a very strict vigil and a very strict law enforcement instrument on this, which also is applicable to the new media, that is social media and digital media platforms. Well, apart from that, let me, before coming to the dates, let me just tell you one more thing. There are a couple of first time new things that has been done. One, never before in history, and I'm not telling you because of journalists had to cut their programs and be at the Vigyan Bhavan to attain the meeting. No, but there has never been a press conference from Election Commission on Sundays. So this raises a big question why it was not done on Monday, why not on Friday, and for that matter, why not Saturday yesterday, which was actually expected. Secondly, earlier press conferences for announcing election dates have always taken place at Nirvachan Sadan. I being in Delhi, I remember that it used to be like a mad rush towards the Nirvachan Sadan on this day, because this is more than a festival for at least we journalists. Another first thing that has taken place is 7-phase polls. I am not going into the phases because I understand, and also when asked, Sunil Arora said that these are mainly done because of the dates, accommodation of dates of security forces. But one big question that is, of course, will be raised, why I am not going into the 7th phase in West Bengal. People may call me vocal, people may call me cynic, But I understand why West Bengal has gone into 7th phase. The very reason why some of the Trinamool members have already come also on media and have started condemning the schedule of dates. I'm not going into details because there are so many pseudo-religious elements actually. But my question is, Maharashtra is supposed to be one of the calm and cool place. At least, certainly not like West Bengal or some of the, at least there is no Naxalites. Then why there are phases in Maharashtra? It could have been done in 2 phases. Secondly, Bihar presently is apparently calm. There is no Naxal, there is nothing as such. Then why Bihar has been kept in 7th phases? Well, apart from that, there are a couple of other developments which subsequently I will be discussing. Just a quick recap of the dates now. The first phase, the election will kickstart on 11th April and will end on 19th May. Results to be out on 23rd May. Well, now the dates. The first phase will take place on 11th April when 91 constituencies will go to polls. Second phase is on 18th April when 97 constituencies will go to polls across 13 states. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the states. In the first phase, 20 states will go to poll across 91 constituencies. Second phase, 13 states across 97 constituencies. Third phase on 23rd April, that is 14 states across 115 constituencies, probably the largest. Fourth phase is on 29th April when 9 states will go to polls and 51 constituencies. Fifth phase is on 6th May when 7 states and nearly 51 constituencies will go to poll. Sixth phase is on 12th May when 7 states and 59 constituencies will go to poll, and it will end on 7th phase, that is on 19th May, with 8 states and 59 constituencies. That sums up the entire election procedure. So to say, of course, because during the 7 phases, we know lots of development is going to take place, lots of brickbatting and lots of, unfortunately, violence. Because without any hesitation, I think anybody, even a child, can say that this election is going to be very, very bloody, especially across some of the states. Well, there are a couple of other announcements, but I am not really going into all the details because that will take long, and I am sure you all have watched the press conference. This was just a quick recap with all my friends who are regularly watching and encouraging me on Nonsense Talk. Apart from that, as I said, the results will be out on 23rd May. Now the question is, now the real question is whether election will be free and fair. Well, everybody is claiming that election will be free and fair. But the question is, what election commission is actually planning to knock back those who are popular, if I may say so, history cheater, if I may say so, in rigging? I am talking of the parties. We all are aware of some of the political parties who are regularly trying to politicize the vote banks. And this is though a very common formula, common phenomena in elections, but still I am not going into the cast votes and all those, though I have the details, but I think that's it for the general election. But now, of course, being in Kolkata, being in Bengal, I would love to read out couple of important things that is very important for Kolkata. I'm not going into all the details right at the moment, but first phase will have 11 constituencies, second phase 3, third phase 5, fourth phase 8, fifth phase 7, sixth phase 8, and seventh 9. This was just the initial updates of the election dates announced, and in case I have left any point which you would like to mention, then please feel free to message or to write on the wall. You are always welcome. As I say, your feedback, your reactions always give me the kickback. Well, I leave you today evening with just one thought, that why elections dates were announced so late. I know again many will call me cynic. This question was raised at the press conference and CEC gave a very statutory reply. But the question arises, why election dates were announced so late when it should have been announced at least during the first week of this month, as we all expected. And secondly, why they chose Sunday to announce the dates.